Industries, the leading producer of fiberglass and polyethylene products for the wastewater industry. Extremely proud to support and sponsor the 2024 Plymouth Rockies football auction update here on Max 98.3. Tony Ross, great to be with you. In our studios today, it's wonderful to give an opportunity to introduce to you two of our favorites, and we want to welcome in the dad and son combination of the Skirvins, as Gene Skirvin joins us, along with our very own Peyton. How you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. It's great to be in here.
Well, it's great to have you back on the air again, man.
Oh, I missed it. I do miss doing some basketball with Rusty. It's you miss that competitive spirit being around stuff like that.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, I'm ready for football season. I'll tell you that much.
You do a really great job.
I appreciate that.
I feel like the amateur here.
You are. You are, Gene.
Be careful. I coach you. I got stories. I can tell.
Yes, you do. You do got stories. There's no doubt about that. This football auction, you guys have been part of it now for years. You know, talk a little bit about the importance of it, you know, from a program standpoint and a community standpoint.
Well, both is significant, right? Because we get so much support, not only from the people that donate, but from the people that bid and buy the stuff for us. Anymore to run a program the way you want to run a program takes an awful lot of money. And we need to be able to do that if we're going to provide our kids with the same that other schools are getting, right? And we've done that through our community and the way they support. But, you know, just even the film stuff that we do today, let alone feeding the kids. And obviously anybody's had a teenager knows. And then when you have a whole football team of teenagers, you know, we like to take care of them and make it a great experience for them. And our community has really stepped up over the years to help make our program and our kids feel like they're part of something special.
Which is the whole purpose of this fundraiser. Mm-hmm. You know, and you guys do other little fundraisers, but this is the big one. And if you go to Oak Crest Auctions right now and go to the Rocky football auction on their webpage, that's where it all starts. You click on it, and in comes the list of opportunities that you can bid on. And there's some great items this year.
Well, and it's super convenient too. I mean, you can sort it by category, and you know, in the past you have to call in, get a bid number, kind of go through all that. This makes it super easy just to hop onto the Oak Crest website and just scroll through and see what you like. You can sort it by anything you want. So I mean, you know, they've done a fantastic job. And then like we've said, there's always so many great items that are donated from former Rockies and people in the community, and it's really awesome to see all that come together.
You know, that's the other thing. We haven't really touched on that yet this week. Is, you know, you got former players that have wanted to donate in one shape or another, and lo and behold, here we are. They're contributing, man.
Well, that's, you know, once a Rocky, always a Rocky, right? That's right. It's been the motto, but it's right. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself. And, you know, when people recognize that, they realize the impact that high school sports can have on them as a kid. So then when they get done, they're like, any chance they can give back to the youth of today and kind of allow them to have that great experience too, they're happy to do it. So
yeah, I mean, up for grabs, for example, is a trip presented by Oliver Ford. I know that one. That's a hot item. Some tools, you know, and stuff that, you know, for us guys,
and like food items,
all
trips,
sorts of experiences, just, you know.
And you mentioned it's very easy to do. Just hop on the website and make your bids. Now, the bidding will end at 6 p.m. June 13th. Is that correct?
Yep. Thursday 13th. Okay. Yep.
And they'll have a little bit of leeway if you're in the process of bidding. Yep. So all get in. So I mean, they got it set up to where it will cut off. But if you're in the process of bidding it, and which I anticipate a lot of folks are going to do it on June 13th, you know, you'll be able to get your bids in. So.
Yeah, you just want to get them in early and often, we say, right? Yeah. Early and often. And I see we've got quite a few bids on quite a few items already. Yeah. But, you know, you were talking about the impact, and we've got a new volunteer coach with us, and we're talking yesterday, and he's asking me about different things, and he didn't realize that almost everybody on the staff I coached. There's very few of them that didn't. So you want to talk about the impact. These guys that have come back that were players for the Rockies and now have come back to help coach and hopefully mold some young people and make them better people as well. How awesome is that?
Well, and you know, that's a sign of a successful program. It really is.
Yep,
When
and
you
a
have-
community too.
Exactly right. When you get former players coming in and wanting to be part of it, that means everything. It really does. And let's face it, the last few years have been down times for us in the program. But you guys have ran the course, and you've stuck with things. And you got a new group coming in. The numbers are up this year, which is another great sign of heading in the right direction. I said this yesterday, and Adam was right to my left. I said, you're very blessed to have a good coaching staff. Gino, how long have you been with Plymouth so far?
I don't remember exactly. I think it's 27 or 28.
Yeah, and you've been a head coach or in some form of coach your entire career.
Yeah, other than the college level, I've covered
Yeah.
everything. I started, it'll be 43.
Wow.
This year will be 43.
See, so the amount of lives that you've touched, I think it's tremendous. It's a tremendous experience.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully I didn't screw you up too bad.
I don't think I did. I think
I couldn't get you to play football,
okay.
but
No. But
he was the first baseman. If anybody wants to know,
that's right. I tried to save people's butts. But again, having a coach like you in the program is just crucial because kids understand. They learn about you and your coaching history, and so this is a guy we probably need to pay attention to. And that's got to make you feel good, though.
It's as you get towards the end, you reflect a little bit more, right? So, you and I know so many of the same guys that I coached years ago that are your age, right? That are around,
right.
In the communities all
still
around
contacting
here,
you,
right?
Still reaching out to you.
Yeah, I've got some that we obviously social media has made it easier to connect with people, right? And I've been able to connect with some that before social media that I'd lost and they disappeared. But I can sit here and we could talk about I don't know how many conference championships we've won since I've been here in the 27, 28 years. 3 regional championships, a sectional championship. But, the main thing is, are we turning out people that are making society better? And that's bigger than the rest of the picture.
Yeah. And, what's it like being a coach's son?
It's fun, man. It was always something that I kind of talked about. I never knew that he would make it 112 years like he has coaching, but it's been so fun to come back and there's times we butt heads on some stuff,
no doubt.
But I think that's kind of what you need. You get too many everyone agreeing with each other, and that's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing.
There's a lot of different ways to do the same different thing in football, and so we're just trying to find the best way for our kids, and
for the kids we have, yeah.
But it's been awesome, man, just to come back and coach with him, and I'm really excited about where we're going too. It's just.
See, and I agree. I said that yesterday too. I like the direction you guys are going. Mm-hmm. And there's little signs like the increased roster, the enrollment. I mean, we've got some kids that are at least showing, I'm going to try this. Now, granted, football's not cut out for everybody, but it's the ultimate team sport that gives you opportunities to be part of a little bit of everything.
Well, and that's why, I do my recruiting pitch. I coach 2 other sports, so I'm always trying to get kids. And we've got a couple baseball kids coming out. And I'm just, guys, it's just, you get to come out, you get to run around, you get to hit people. And, it's 11 guys out there at once. And you can make an impact in so many different ways. And it's such a beautiful sport. It is.
Well, and then that concept of experiencing more than one sport, right?
Yeah.
I just noticed Notre Dame offered to the kid from Fishers that is a 3-sport athlete, right? So it's not those that think, well, I'm going to focus on this and I'm going to be a professional baseball player. I'm going to be whatever, right? And the one thing kids always ask me, or have asked me in the past, how many professional athletes have you coached? And I say 0. I've been around some that have moved on, but the ones that I've actually coached, I've not coached a professional athlete. So hopefully we're having an impact in different ways. And I love your comment about football, the ultimate team sport. There is no doubt. People have to learn how to sacrifice for others. And I always tell kids, what are we doing, and more in the classroom, probably even on the football field, but I say it, we're trying to make you a good parent, a good spouse,
Exactly right.
a good
Exactly
member
right.
of society. That's what we're working for.
Now, I've been blessed enough to be allowed to go to your practices and sit and talk with you and pick your brain about the game of football. And like I said yesterday, is that, and I know Bush was one of them that were here, and I said, listen, you have the opportunity as a senior class to do more than just play football. Mm-hmm. There's other aspects that are needed out of you outside of just you doing your job. You got to make sure you got a sideline that's all together. When one's not happy, you take care of it. Mm-hmm. Just being a senior football player and the fact that you are a senior doesn't guarantee you a playing spot or playing time. Here's the great news. Well, all the kids understood that, and those are coachable kids.
Yep.
And they all know that, we gotta step our game. I gotta step my game up in order to, be successful.
Yeah.
It looks like you got the right kids.
Well, I think I noticed yesterday, just the beginning of our practice, watching our kids, there's a sense of urgency with them that we're not just here to be here. We're here to compete and win football games first and foremost, right? And that's, you just watch our kids that are kind of in the front of the group, and there's that energy that they understand that they have to be the ones to lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
The adults can only say the right thing so many times until you just got to have kids step up and say, hey, follow me, and this is the way we're going to do things the right way.
Well, and I asked the question. I've asked them all the players that have come here. I go, have you set yourself a goal? What are you going to do to make a difference on the team? And, sometimes that takes a little thought because not quite sure maybe they understand the question. And so when you simplify it down, say, what are you going to do to make this team better?
When anybody or any organization or any individual that's achieved much is goal-oriented, right? Because it gives you focus, it gives you an aim point. And if you read about anybody that's been highly successful, almost all of them, they're very goal-oriented. Right. And, you're talking about, you were talking about Bush, and I'm always amazed to watch kids come in as freshmen and then where they're at as seniors, right? And the growth that you've seen in them. And I'm not talking about the physical growth, although you look at Bush and it's definitely been right. But just the things that he's been through, out his entire junior season and not able to play and, back looking really healthy. And just the emotional growth and the social growth.
Those are key, yeah.
Yeah, over the years, I don't know how many kids we've had as freshmen that we can't get to be where they're supposed to be on a regular basis. And then by the time they're seniors, they're pulling other people to be there where they're supposed to be. And that kind of growth is cool to watch.
Yeah, it really is. It's pretty amazing, actually. We're talking about the Plymouth Rocky football auction, and it's been wonderful to get a chance to introduce players and coaches during our update while we remind you that Oakcrest Auctions is the location. It's oakcrestauctions.highbid.com, and you just got to click onto the Plymouth Rocky football auction, and it just all pops out at you. I mean, there's a lot of things that right now got bids, and some that right now got some really low bids that I find very interesting. But I would imagine and dare say that this is going to be one of those last-minute bid opportunities. And so, but we got some really good bids on some really good opportunities. For example, the Firekeepers Casino Hotel, an opportunity gift card from them. That's got a couple bids on it. One of the highest bids happens to be for Holiday World tickets. And so if you get a chance, be part of that. You got a list on with you too?
Yeah, I was looking at stuff that I'm eyeballing. You got 30-minute Massage by Allie. Man, you got all sorts of gift cards and like you said, Christo's family dining kits and just...
Yeah, just so many stepping up, right?
Everybody
Looks
local.
like we've got some donut fans too.
Yeah, we do. 32 bids already on the Rise and Roll for a year.
They like Rise and Roll, right? But you're talking about giving some shout out to all those people. Oakcrest steps up and helps us do something different this year, right? So it's amazing the businesses, the local businesses, and how well they support our local school.
Yeah, photography. There's my God, you just got to go to it And
Right,
it's like
there's
over
so
almost, I
much.
think it's like 100 or something, or
Yeah.
like 90 plus for sure, that you can get a bid on. And you may get it at an extremely discounted price. That's the possibility, because there's so much out there to be part of. And when it comes to putting out a bid, I know we are, and we're going to be giving up or having the winner who picks our giveaway a chance to join us in the Concord game this year.
Ooh.
To broadcast a quarter or maybe 2 quarters
That'd be
with
fun.
us, because it'll be our game of the week we finish our 24 season. And so make sure you bid on that, because we want to have a winner for that. That's that's the broadcast with us, with Rusty and me and Doug and Mark. We're going to have the whole crew this year, for this Concord game. So,
Man, there's just so much on here, isn't there?
just is.
I mean,
I mean-
state fair tickets, helicopter ride. You've got, excuse me,
Yeah,
Planet
angle
Fitness, Planet
grinder.
Fitness membership. I mean, there's something for everybody on there. It's kind of hard for us to go through all of them.
Yeah, we don't have enough
in
time
the
for
time
that.
we have here. We're here more to hopefully get people excited about not only the auction, but get people excited about Rocky football and talk a little bit about the history and the future of the Rockies.
and I know you guys are coaching staffs, but we didn't even mention that a majority of your guys' necessity for financial help comes from the expense of equipment. So, for example, the fact now, instead of having 60 kids you got to worry about, you're up to 90 plus.
Oh yeah, we ran into that issue last year with helmets.
Yeah, so
And that's-
guess what? That means more money needed.
Well, and then we've got more kids that need help, right? As evidenced by, if anybody's followed, we're going to have free lunch
Right.
at Plymouth Community Schools next year. Well, that is all a needs-based formula that determines that, right? So that means that we've got a lot of kids that financially are not in a great situation. And,
Yeah, and that-
when you try and play a sport, it costs money. So
and that should we never want that to be a something that keeps our kids from playing, is
No
not being
doubt.
able to afford to play. And so, just being able to have that money, we want everyone to play. This is high school sports. It's
Right.
education-based athletics. It's supposed to be fun and for everybody. And so, just having this auction and having this the community step up and donate all these things, it's impossible for you guys to know the impact that you truly have.
And there is all the time, there are kids that, some that don't come forward that probably should, and others that let us know. And part of this money goes to help and pay for the things that they can't pay for themselves.
Right. Well, and again, that's why this fundraiser is so important. This auction. We're glad that we're getting a chance to promote it here for the first time, and we're going to do our best to continue get people thinking about this, because it's crucial. I hate saying that. I
Yeah.
hate saying it's crucial. We should ever say anything for a high school has to be crucial, but we're in different times now.
Yeah, no
We're in
doubt.
different times.
Yeah,
And-
speaking about different times, I'm like I told you, I'm sitting here reflecting. I'm thinking this is a beautiful setup you got here. You're right on Michigan Street. I was talking about it when you come in, and yet I see this little skinny high school kid sitting in my classroom. Now it doesn't look like that skinny little high school kid anymore over there.
No, thanks for that wonderful comment,
Yeah,
G, by the way. I appreciate that.
Well,
No,
I've already been called 102. What did you call me? 102,
No, he
101?
did. I did.
Yeah, he did. But you didn't. You
I know,
didn't.
I was just thinking,
You didn't stop him.
No.
I got 40 more years before I catch up to you, so it's a lot of days. I'll figure it out.
Well, and here's the beauty of it, man. For me, because I've done this now 39 years in this area. I love the fact that when I see a guy who I respect a lot sitting across from me, and Gene Skirvin, having his son play football that I got a chance to call the ball games for, that's just, it doesn't get better than that, and I've surrounded myself with like Doug and Mark and Rusty, that we all feel the same way, and when we can promote high school athletes and on their journey, in life's journey, because football's part of that, it's the best thing we can ever do for high school kids and schools.
Well, one thing I would tell you, and talking to people and that have watched your career, some I know have watched the entire thing, you have never left any doubt that you're excited about what you're doing and you support the teams that you're broadcasting.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. It means an awful lot, and it doesn't happen without you guys as a coaching staff saying, you know what, let Tony do that, And my broadcasts are just as much for the coaches as they are for the kids.
Yep.
You know that. You know what it's like. I pay now that you've had a dabble in the radio.
Yeah.
It's a labor of love, obviously, because you hardly make any money off of
Yeah.
it. But it's just what it is.
Well, and there's just, we got to, somebody asked me, well, what are you doing? Like, you got a business degree. Why are you going into teaching? Why are you coaching? And it's, I talked to Coach Nixon about it. We had such a great experience. We had coaches that gave us such an awesome opportunity, and people that broadcasted us and allowed us to get to play on TV, and broadcast everything out there. We felt like we were special because it's high school sports matters, and to have that great opportunity, I wanted to give that back to the kids of today. And I've seen what it takes for them to have a great experience in high school sports, and so I wanted to do what I could to give that experience to those kids. And I'm hoping that we win some more games this year, and that opportunity is being provided to these kids.
Well, like I said, you're on the right track. We're on the right track. It just feels that way. And that normally when an outside observer gets who's very familiar with the program because of you guys, but I just get a different sense. And when I asked the questions that I did this past week of your kids, we're in the right direction, and you should strive for more wins this year. Doing the little things, but you got to have everybody on that sideline, all in.
Well, the funny thing is, and we were so psyched last year to get off that losing track, right? And the games we played games for conference championships since I've been here. We played games for a chance to play in the state championship, right? I don't know that there was any more enthusiasm than what there was the night that we got off the snide and got that win. And I tried to explain to the kids, and hopefully they can see it now as they reflect back last year, we didn't get that excited again, and that's the way that every Friday night needs to be.
Exactly.
And every rep and every practice.
Absolutely.
And that's how you get there, right? Because you do that with everything that you do. And hopefully they can understand that. But that was such a cool night because not only was it a football thing, but it was a community thing. It was fellow students. Everybody felt that. And what a cool experience, right?
Absolutely.
What an awesome win. But we've got to reach that every Friday night.
Every Friday night.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more. All right, guys. Again, folks, oakcrestauctions.highbid.com. That's the exact. Or just go to Oak Crest Auctions and then follow what you're supposed to do to get to the thing.
Yeah, you like coffee, whatever, it's all there, right?
It is. It really is. It tells you where the bids are at and what you need to bid to outbid the current bids. So it's very easy to do, but you got to get it. I think you got to get an account and get your number so everything's all legit. But again, that's even a simple process too.
And
so
rounds of golf at Pretty Lake. There's pizza. There's holy smokes.
Hop
it's
on,
just
check
hard
it
to
out.
keep track of it. Yeah.
Just get on the website and look, and you might catch yourself a pretty good bargain after it's all said and done. The Skirvins are in the house. Love this family, man. Gino, I hope you realize throughout the many years that I've worked with you and known you and you as a coach of me, I have the utmost respect for you. You are a diamond in the rough.
He is a good dude. He is.
He's not bad. And I know you're not saying that because you're the son, but you have to live with him.
Yeah.
It's usually the other direction. I don't hear that very often.
Well, you got to hear it on the radio today, my friend.
Well, I appreciate that. But, the experience is only because of other people that are there, right?
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're trying to help a young person become a better person, a better football player, whatever. If they're not receptive to that, it doesn't do any good, right? So I've been blessed to work with not only a lot of good students, a lot of good athletes, but a lot of great coaches that have been a lot of fun to be around as well.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of a better profession to be a part of. And, it's funny because Rusty and I are so parallel in everything that we do. When we sit down and talk, we could talk for months about our experiences. But, he's got a Hall of Fame dad that was a coach. I've got a Hall of Fame dad that was a coach. And so those parallels are amazing. But, I got a great experience with my father and being able to coach with him, which kind of led me to where my career ended up. And I always wanted to be in a community and hopefully wherever I walk, I see somebody I know. And that's why I've stayed as long as I've had. I mean, some coaches travel and there's nothing wrong against that. They want to experience new things. They want to go to a different place, but I always wanted to be a part of a community and hopefully make that community a better place.
Well, you have, and I mean, it shows. That's the brilliancy of it all. So, thank you guys for coming in today.
Thank you, man.
And I know we're going to be back at it next week because we got all the way to the 13th for this auction. And get your bids now. Make sure you get your bid numbers and stuff like that, so you can take a look on a daily basis. Just go to Oakcrest Auctions, and there you go. That is how it is done. So,
well,
guys,
we appreciate your support.
Yeah, thanks.
Well,
and everybody listening.
you're always going to have that.
Say, anytime you need somebody to come up and talk to you, I'm always available. So
Well, that's why we hired you to begin with.
Exactly.
So,
Most of the time he knows what he's talking about.
if not, I'll fake it.
hey, on that note, we'll get out of here. Thank you for tuning in for today, and we look forward to seeing you next week on the Max Morning Show at bright and early at 7 o'clock. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be at the P-Town Cruise and Car Show, and we'll be there for an hour, kind of just highlighting some wonderful folks who are participating there. We'll get a little bit of Plymouth Farmers Market stuff in there as well. That's tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Hope to see you then. Be blessed and enjoy the rest of your Friday.